Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back to another episode from Osterham. This is episode 27 and we're getting so close to completing this entire city. Today we are building the final houses that will be close to the entrance of the city. We're doing a lot of diagonal houses and we're doing a lot of backyards behind them with farms and professions and all that sort of stuff, and it really just makes the city come alive. Unfortunately, I was not able to completely finish the last build, which is the brewery, but I will get straight on to that as soon as I got the time. I've also spent some time just like decorating the streets, adding some vegetation, cards, some sort of wear and tear, I guess you could call it, to symbolize that the streets have been worn down over time, that the buildings have been worn, and just adding character and small things here and there to make the city feel even more alive. In the next episode, I will be starting to work on the farmlands outside the city. I'm also going to continue the river that kind of flows through here right now and just kind of bring that all the way to a starting point, I guess. And just going to go back into the city as well, just adding some small parts of detail here and there. And if you have ideas for stuff I should build in the city or future projects, make sure to let me know. Anyway, let's finish off the time lapse and move over to the tour part. Starting off here with a great overview of the entire city. We can see the massive temple in the back there, we can see the lighthouse and the harbor fort over there, and we can also see the buildings that we did in the previous episode. And below here at the entrance we have the buildings for today, and as you can see there's so many houses. I think we did 7 houses, but we also did all these backyards. Look at that, look how amazing that looks, how much life that just adds. I love this part. One of my favorite parts of the city is these backyards here, the final backyards, I guess. I think they are, just such a nice way of adding life, greenery, and character to the city. And we also did some small farms over here at the entrance with a small apiary and some small fields here and there. We have some diagonals, like 2 of these buildings here. This one here is particularly cool. It's like, the direction or the angle changes, so it's a normal house and then it's a 45-degree angle, which is pretty cool. And all of that just helps like shaping the road, making it feel organic and all that sort of stuff. Just create some cool shapes at the back here as well, because we have all these like angled lines breaking up the backyards. Anyway, let's get started. The first house we got here is this one here, and this is mainly a farming house, or a farmhouse, I guess. It has a small storage stuff below here, and then apart from that it has a little field on the side here. It has a couple of fields in the back. We have some pigs on the side here as well, so it's just like a small farmhouse. The interior is also pretty simple, like a little storage area in the back, and then some kitchen, sleeping areas, and whatnot. I'm not gonna go into super detail on every single house just because we got so many of them. So if you want to check them out for yourself, come on the server here and just fly around, check out every single thing for hours if you want to. The next building we got here is a blacksmith, and I love the idea of this building here because it's built on this intersection here. It's built, as I said, like changing the angle of it because the road changes angle, and it's kind of the first building which leads towards, or it kind of changes the angle towards the city gate, which is over there. It has this tunnel, or I guess you could call it tunnel or passageway, which brings you back to the backyard, which is where the forge is. So we have this massive forge here and the blacksmith area in the back, but it's also like a part for the family to live. So we have some drying rack for clothing, some sitting areas, a little cabbage field in the back here as well. And then below here, this house here has like this wooden extension, which I think it's just cool, just breaking up the texture of the build a little bit. And this is also a part of the blacksmith. We have like some raw iron here. We have chains and tools he's made, and storage and all that sort of stuff. The house can be entered from both sides, so from here, but also from the main street here. just like that. And it has like a small kitchen below here, and up above we have a couple of bedrooms, and yeah, looks pretty cool. Again, come on the server if you want to check it out for yourself. The next building we got is this one over here, and this is, let me think, I should know this. I think if I check out the backyard I would know. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, I know now. I've been working on this episode for so long I forgot what I built so far. This is a cooper. So in the back here he's making barrels, which is very convenient in medieval times because barrels was a very common way of storing stuff. And also we have the brewery right over there in the back. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. And they use a lot of barrels. So we have a small coopery here. It's a cute building. It has some fields like for private use, for like some herbs and vegetables and whatnot, which is cool. And then yeah, this covered working area in the back. I also love this underground or tunnel part, which brings you from the main street to the back, and this is so you can easily transport the barrels from workshop to first of all the shop, which is here. So there's a small shop here, but also just bring them out to the main street to transport them to wherever they're needed. I really like the red highlighting timber we have on this building here. I think it's cool. A little different. I don't really use other than like wooden colored yeah, what do you like, timber structures, I guess, but it looks cool. I think it fits. This house here has an entrance to the house itself in the back here, where we have a staircase with a kitchen area, and yeah, all these sorts of stuff. Even a little upstairs area here as well, some storage. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think there's a small apartment here as well. Yeah, private apartment, maybe for some like the grandparents, or I guess the parents of the smith or something. But yeah, and that is not the smith, the cooper. Yep. So that's the cooper. And next building we got here is this one, and it's an apothecary or a herbist. Is that what you call it? Like selling herbs and spices and whatnot. And yeah, I guess all sorts of medicinal herbs can be sold here. Again, love this house here. I think I've been able to give every single house for this episode a unique vibe, but it still sort of fits. Yeah, big cart in front here. Again, I've been adding a lot of those. Some other things I've been adding is like these patches of grass here. We have a small tree growing. Kind of losing track a little bit here, but just stuff like carts like this. Stuff being stored alongside, I don't know, these patches of moist or soggy gravel. Yeah, stuff all over the place. Anyway, I'm losing track here. Let's go back to the herbist or apothecary, whatever you want to call it. This building here, there's a small shop in front, nice vaulted ceilings. I think it's cool. And then you go through the back. We have the kitchen area for the family, and this leads to a small adjacent building, like a wooden annex or adjacent building thing, which is where the herbist kind of prepares and use all of the herbs, chops them up, add them in jars, and prepare them for being sold. Outside there's also a small working area where you can prepare it. There's a small field for some beans here, maybe for private use, but you could also sell it. But all the way in the back we have like some farming areas for all the different herbs here. Just some smaller patches of this. You don't sell this in large quantities, I guess. And there's also a small greenhouse here for like more tropical sort of herbs. So that's really cool. I also like, as I said, this wooden adjacent building here. Kind of breaks up the shapes a little bit, and I think it's cool. let's move on to the next building here, which is this one. This is a bakery. When we come in here, we have a small shop area for buying all sort of bread and whatnot. And this takes you through the back. You can go upstairs where we have, I think this is a bedroom, yeah. And then, yeah, a washing room or a bathroom thing. It's really cool. But also this one has a wooden adjacent building, which is where the main bakery is situated. So we have this big oven for baking all the bread, and some working areas. Like this is supposed to be like dough and is shaping into bread and whatnot. Cool open area. And again, we also have an outhouse here. But yeah, we have some chickens running around and some private fields, again for growing food, I guess, and a cute flowering tree here, which is nice. And then we have the second to last building, which is this one here, and this is a carpentry. And this building here has a hoist system in the front here, so we can bring up like materials and finished benches and tables for storage upstairs. Yeah, it's a cool looking building. On the inside here there is a small shop where you can buy like pre-made stuff, but I think it would be common to like give an order, like order something, special order, and then the carpenter would be working in the back over here where he has this shed where he is making like a chair at the moment. And here we have like some wood being stored, and again some farming areas in the back, more of wood being stored. Yeah. Now let's check out the interior of this one. So if we go up here, we have some small living quarters. We have, this is dark, some storage, and I think we even have a small apartment in the back here, again maybe for like the parents or relatives or someone renting. Beds. Upstairs we have more beds, storage, yeah, looking pretty cool. And then we move on to the final building today, which, as I mentioned, unfortunately I didn't get to finish just because of time limitations. I had to get this video recorded right now, but I will get onto this as soon as I can, and I will show you the final result, I guess, in the next episode, which, by the way, will be this whole flat area here. You can already see where I plan to bring the river up there, up to the mountains, and there's going to be fields and small hamlets and everything in this big flat area here. It's going to look awesome. And one of the things I did manage to finish though was this building here, which is part of the brewery. This is where like the brewing process happens. We have this big kiln area where you boil and mesh the beer. Here we have some hops being ready to be tossed in as well. And then we have barrels for aging and fermentation and stuff here. And smaller barrels for like, which you sell to the taverns and stuff. So yeah, we got that done. And then I will add like all sort of stuff around here for making the brewing process work. And then this house here will house the brewer and maybe a small bar in the bottom and yeah, storage and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's gonna come for the next episode. And that's it for today's episode, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.